Well, here we are. After all those months in lockdown, in tragedy, not being able to see my mates, my family, my teachers, my friends, we're back. Nescott is open. Well guys, opening this first reflection. So the first week back, how on earth would I talk about that? Right, we're gonna take it one step at a time. So coming back after lockdown, I was like, do you know what? I feel really nervous right now. Like I feel absolutely nervous, and I don't really have to think, when we have to think about strengths and weaknesses, everything was a weakness. I just felt so like, wow. We're going back to college, it's been a long time, and the whole entire time I was like, I can't wait for musical theatre, I can't wait to do what I love again, I can't wait just to get back into everything again. Like, my whole emotions, my mental health ran really low, and it still is really low now, and I'm trying my best to do that, and I'm gonna basically try and see if I can do a bit of counselling for my mental health. So hopefully when it comes back to performing again, I can come in fresh in mind and not feel like I am already putting on a character, if you know what I mean. Like I feel like most of my life I just act like I'm okay when realistically I know I'm not. So I'm hopefully going to try and attempt to get some help. I'm going to try and turn up the lighting here a bit because it's a bit bland. And there we go. So coming back in. First things first, I was really excited to use these bad boys. Really excited. My first lesson back, sadly, due to late departure of a family relative of ours, our little dog Stella, I basically struggled through the first week back. It wasn't the best week for me, it really wasn't, and it still isn't now. Like, my life has not been the same since, well, for months, genuinely speaking, but just losing that part of me has really affected my college life and really affected my home life. So if it does sound a bit bland for the first week, this is why. But yeah, I was really excited to use my taps. I couldn't wait, but sadly, because this all happened on the first Tuesday back, I missed the first lessons of ballet and tap. But going into how I feel about ballet and tap now, I absolutely love tap. Ballet is not my strong point at all, and I'm not going to say I don't like it because I'm learning something new and I haven't given it enough time. But I'm really enjoying it. I'm really enjoying the motivation being back at college, and that is helping my mental health a little bit, a teeny bit, but it's just a struggle at the minute. So if things do sound bland, that is most likely why. But taps, honest to God, so excited to continue doing tap, and I really love tap. Because when I wasn't acting, I was just doing one thing, if that, and I was just doing one thing, and I was just like, I'm a person that likes multitasking a lot when it comes to performing. You know, I love drag, I love singing, I love dancing, I love acting, you know, I love being a comedian, I like doing stand-up, I like doing little, you know, improvisations and things like that. I like doing the little things as well. I love researching great theatrical plays, I love doing stuff like that, and I just weren't getting that in acting. So I knew that there was a huge missing part of me when I was going to Nescott, and I was like, okay, we're back to just doing the same thing every week, you know, we just learn the script and then perform it by the camera. That was my week. So now it's completely different. Like, one minute I'm doing tap, next minute I'm doing singing, next minute I'm doing ballet, next minute I'm doing acting, you know, and now I am learning my theatrical monologue for a musical theatre monologue slam. I've already got my first song, which I'm absolutely pleased about. I'm just settling in with it. And I'm really enjoying the start to college so far, seeing all my friends, seeing all the teachers around. It's really great. And you know, I don't even like calling them teachers, because if you think about it, we're all in just the same boat, and sure, they're teaching us and stuff like that, but I don't really like calling them teachers. I feel they're more of friends, they're more of companions, they're more of just someone that's helping you get to your journey, and that one absolute help they really are. Carly and Hayley so far being back have really helped me with my motivation, really helped me with making me feel like I can do this, you know, and it's really, really great. And especially within like the warm-ups and stuff, Hayley's warm-ups are an absolute beaut. They're an absolute beast, and I look forward to them every single week. When I'm out of breath and I'm standing there pouring with sweat, I'm like, yes! I'm like, yes, I'm doing it. You know, I feel the powers coming back to me. I've missed the warm-ups, you know, because I wasn't really that motivated to do warm-ups. I wasn't really that motivated to practice my voice. The whole of lockdown, I was just one big massive mess, and still am now, but I'm recovering from that in many ways, shape and form. It's just really pure excitement. Learning songs again, like when we were doing the Dear Evan Hansen song, my strengths and weaknesses when doing that. So my strengths were, I was like, yes, I can do this, I can do this. My weaknesses were, I need to practice more on my voice, I need to practice more on my pitch and my tone when singing certain songs. And that is one thing I really got to figure out, is just getting back to my pitches and my tones of when I do sing, this is going to fall over. So that's just the one thing I really do need to practice on a lot more. Another weakness would probably be my posture. I am quite a fidgety person, so my posture needs to be more like parallel. My arms need to be more by my side. Like I stand there and I'm like all tinsy wincy, like I stand there, I've got my hands by my sides, my feet are just all out doing their own thing, I'm quite slumped, you know, and that's the thing, I get too comfortable. And I think where we've just had this massive lockdown where I've just been overly comfortable, like I'm literally laying on my bed one minute, I'm leaning against the wall the other minute, I'm like sleeping at God knows what time, you know, I feel like coming back to this now, it's like it's like everything's teaching me to be just like, become that performer again, you know, be the performer, you know, just because you're not performing, do not leave your performer, you know, you're still in character, you're still constantly, every lesson is an audition, so keep that mindset and your posture, just keep your whole body through that moment. And I think that is a weakness. I need to get back into making sure my posture's great when I'm singing. I need to make sure I'm doing my vocal warm-ups all the time, especially now that I'm having to practice for my little thing. And these two are a bit of a, the red jumper and the hat is a little bit of a surprise that I'm going to release in my next reflection of what I'm going to be doing, because I'm still not a billion percent certain on it, but I'm 120 billion% on it, so take that as you please. So some strengths this week. I felt that I kind of got back into it pretty quick, despite everything that happened over lockdown, despite lockdown itself. I think returning back to college, I think I've really jumped back in the wagon really quickly and started like learning, started to get, because my main process was like, right, I'm getting out of breath just thinking about it. All these warm-ups are going to do, you know, I'm just getting out of breath just thinking about it. I thought I was going to come back and I'd be like in the middle of Hayley's wall and I'd be like, but not a case. I went straight through that, heading straight through, straight back in first week. Intensity of the warm-ups was great and I loved every second of it. And the thing what I love most about Hayley, I'm going to put this definitely down as a strength. So when we're in the lesson and we're cranking up the volume on the speaker, when I can hear that speaker loud as ever, the bass is flowing through the floor, I feel my body is becoming more powerful, like the energy from the speaker is like growing my energy inside, so I'm like, yes, 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 it's like I'm powering up, like, you know, when like you start up your car engine, it's like it goes, like that's how I feel, and it gives me my motivation. It kind of motivates me a bit when I hear really loud music, and I feel that is also a strength I'm definitely going to include in this week, and just probably forever. Another strength, another weakness possibly could be, another weakness possibly could be adapting to the schedule. I think that can also be another weakness. So I feel like ballet, taking ballet straight away as a weakness. So my feet are very flat-footed. Like most people's feet are kind of like a bit curved. Mine are quite flat. So it's like when I'm doing things like, I'm going to use this side just as an example. So when we're having to like stand up on our tiptoes, we have to stand up like that, right? But it's like when my whole foot's like that and I have to go down softly, I'm like, bang. So I've got to like get that thing where it's like I go down like that rather than like bang, if you know what I mean. Another thing is, they are not comfortable. So it's just like I'm getting used to it. So a weakness is I'm still getting used to the ballets, but it also can be a bit of a strength as well. The strength with ballet is I'm managing to keep myself in a parallel position. Every time Haley goes, Lewis, keep that leg straight, babe, like, you know what I mean? Literally, I'm like, keep that leg straight. So there's a few strengths and weaknesses for this week, and I personally think that I can do this, you know. I mean, I've walked in, I'm like, you know what, it's a brand new year, you know, brand new, back into where I belong in musical theatre world. I'm home. Mummy's home. You know what I mean? It's like I'm there, I'm ready, and I'm ready to kickstart again. I think where I've had so many months of not performing and just not really having to pick up a script or anything, I think that, you know, it's been such a dull moment. I think that now I've come back in and we're already doing tap, we're already doing singing, we've got our monologues ready, like Leanne's given us some monologues and stuff. Like, I feel like we are already ready to perform again. Like, everyone's just like, you know what, we can do this, let's make it go quick so we just know how it feels to perform again. It's like when I first held that first script, I was like, oh, script. When I held my first scene shit, I was like, song. Like, literally, when we first got our taps, it's like bang, bang, bang. I was like, oh my God, we're home, you know. So I think the biggest strength and weakness of last week was walking in a bit awkwardly, but like as soon as we got into lesson, bang, straight away, it came back to me. So I think that was it the most. And yes, that's basically it for the start of the week, the first week. Not much else really, could be more grander than that. I just think that it's been a great start so far, depending on my life. Like, I've got so many people in hospital, family members on life and death situations. I've got, you know, family in comas, I've lost a relative, you know, and I think really, like, college is really helping me through that as well. So I think that's another strength and weakness I can add to this, is my actual life out of college is really, really weak and really, really strong. But when I come to college, I feel really strong, I feel powerful, I feel distracted, and I feel like this is bringing me slowly but surely back to my usual level of Lewis. So there you go. Thank you very much for watching my first reflection, week 1 musical theatre. Let's get this year started. Look out for the next reflection for next week, because you're going to realise, and I'm going to release, what I'm doing.